It's an exciting time for bail agents across the country. It's an incredibly exciting time for bail agents in Colorado. From a few months back, when I moved to Colorado and began to understand the issues that affected bail agents in this beautiful state, I immediately began talking to regular Colorado citizens who weren't so much focused on the bail industry, but who were concerned about their tax dollars being used to spread criminal welfare programs across the state. In doing so, it became very obvious that we needed to do something to fix the problems that were impacting the criminal justice system in Colorado. And the Safe Streets Initiative came out of that.
Well, it's a little surreal at this point because it's like a dream. I've been thinking a lot about months back and meeting the people involved, going to the Secretary of State's office, going to the Capitol, and it has been an intense, very intense and rewarding experience for me, but it wouldn't have been possible without Safe Streets Colorado. For them to put it together was something that I don't think we really understood, you know, how to make it happen, how to put it together. But we were certainly willing to get behind and do what's necessary with the people who did. And they were the ones who showed us how to make this come to be.
Initiative 92 was brought to our attention, or actually was brought up by a couple of gentlemen that are very good friends of mine at this point now because we spent a lot of time together, Richard Moore and Michael Donovan. And those two gentlemen came to the bail agents of Colorado and to the Private Society of Colorado and kind of proposed this initiative. And I looked at it and I jumped in with both feet. Essentially, the initiative has taken a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of volunteers. And today, as of this point right now, guess what? We're going to be there. We are going to make history in the state of Colorado. Not only in the state of Colorado, but in the United States.
Over 100,000 of them have signed this ballot initiative to limit criminal welfare in their state. The thought that money for schools will be used to let people out of jail is unacceptable to Colorado residents.
They're releasing many repeat offenders, felons, violent offenders onto the streets. That very drastically affects public safety.
Where it's taken tax-funded dollars and used them in basically a tax-funded welfare system, where we have a private industry that does the same thing that pretrial does at no cost to the taxpayer.
Well, I've seen people being released from jail that typically would have probably a $50,000 or maybe $100,000 bond, attempted second-degree murder, that they're walking on the street amongst us. You know, that's not right. There is no financial culpability for that person to go back to court for any reason. With a bail bonding system or some kind of a financial system, there definitely is. That is not attributed to the taxpayer dollar. Essentially, when somebody gets released on their own signature or a PR bond, etc., it's up to the state to make sure they get to court. If the bondsman posts the bond, it's up to the bondsman to make sure that person gets back into the courtroom, and they do.
Pretrial, in its application, has also taught defendants that it's a revolving door in and out of the jail facility.
I'm a fugitive recovery expert, what people call a bounty hunter. And I'm one of the people that's tasked to go out and find people when they miss court and fail to appear and get a warrant issued for them. And the way things are being done currently, when someone gets a pretrial services bond, a PR bond, they miss court, no one's looking for them. They simply wait till the next time they get in trouble to satisfy the warrant.
Defendants pretty much now run the system.
If we don't cut the grade, we go out of business. If the counties or the state don't cut the grade, they raise taxes, they dump more money into the industry.
As I am a native of the state of Colorado, and to see the people that are being released from jail on just a signature scares me to death. It scares me to death. Like I said, my whole family's here, and they need to be protected.
If and when these people disappear, they don't go look for them.
you have people that miss court and they know that they missed court, so they're aware that they're wanted. But the public at large is not. You could be standing right next to somebody with a felony warrant who's looking over their shoulder, waiting for the hammer to drop, but nobody's actually looking for them. And it makes people nervous. It makes them do things they wouldn't normally do. It can be dangerous. For the victim's family, for the co-signers, it's a re-victimization. The person doesn't go to court, they're tracking the case, especially with violent offenders, which is what Initiative 92 targets. You have a victim of a violent offense who's tracking a case, and they know that that defendant didn't go to court and is out there. And in their mind, now he's behind every tree, every creaking floorboard, because they don't know where he is. And the problem with the current system is nobody's looking for them, actively looking for them. Where a bounty hunter, when someone misses court, we get a notification they missed, and we immediately go hunt them down, arrest them, and put them back in jail.
There's no doubt that when people are released on pretrial and PR bonds, there's nothing really securing them to come back to court. As a professional surety, we guarantee the defendant through a financial basis.
It's a pretty common, simple thing, a concept that everyone should understand. If you commit a violent crime, you should have to pay to get out of jail. It's common sense, and the people of Colorado realize that. We've been here for several months collecting signatures, bail agents, and everybody from laymen to churches to soccer moms working together to help save money for the state of Colorado and to limit criminal welfare.
It's going to secure the bail agents. I mean, we're going to take this to the voters in November. With the count of petitions that we have that we're in the process of working on right now, 150,000 plus, and we need 72,000, I think it is. We're making history. We're making history quicker than any other initiative in the state of Colorado. And not only that, then it's going to be history in the whole United States.
Bail agents are coming together to work with everyday citizens from across the state of Colorado to help save tax-paying dollars. This is not just a bail issue, but it affects everybody. I'm excited to see in the other room that everyone's coming together, working together, regardless of their business and the competition outside of here. They're all working as a team as one. That's important. It's something that doesn't happen very often. It's a very competitive environment. I'm glad to see everybody working together.
The state of Colorado and the bail agents here are ready to fight it. They're ready to go forward with it 100%.
It's been a lot of work, a lot of work.
It's been a long process, but yeah, the process to getting on the ballot, we need to collect over 100,000 signatures to get it so it's on the ballot for the November election, or the vote of the people. So this is probably the first time that the actual people of the state of Colorado have the ability to vote where their taxpayers go as far as pretrial or a welfare-funded system.
Bail agents need to not rely on their surety companies to solve the problems they need to do themselves. They need to get involved across the country. It needs to be a partnership where both work equally together, also involving cash and property bail agents across the country as well.
I am proud to be involved in this process with so many hardworking Coloradans, whether they be moms, soccer moms, church ladies, deacons, ministers, retail professionals, folks in small business, and of course, yes, bail agents. It is exciting to see so many people come together to look at working together to protect and preserve not just bail, but the integrity of the criminal justice system in Colorado.
You know, it brings tears to my eyes. I mean, I'm a guy, you know, but bottom line being, you know what, I have a passion. I have a passion for the industry, and I have a passion for this initiative. And the people around me will know that. I mean, I've put hours upon hours upon hours, as well as other people have too. And without those good people and the people that have surrounded me, you know what, this would never, ever have happened, ever.
Americans for the Preservation of Bail is an organization who works together with community groups, law enforcement, and bail agents across the country to help secure the right, the constitutional right, to bail that is not excessive.
Look, we're at a drastic point in time where we have to examine how our tax dollars are being spent in the criminal justice system and what it means not just for bail agents, but for people. When a person is released into pretrial services supervision, that person has no skin in the game. There's nothing that's going to happen to them by not appearing in court that hasn't already happened to them. They may have a warrant issued for their arrest, and overtaxed police departments or sheriff's agencies will very likely not recapture those individuals. They simply don't have the resources to go looking for them. When that person is a serious felony crime or they're charged with a violent crime, what that means for the people of Colorado is clear. Someone who is now a fugitive from justice. They can't work, they can't be a part of society for fear of being caught, and they're led into further crime. What does that mean for Coloradans? It means exactly what we say: less safe streets. It means that the person standing next to you today may be a fugitive that was bailed out on your tax dollars, who now may in fact commit a crime against you to simply stay out of jail. That's what it means, and that's what this initiative will aim to stop. By requiring folks who are charged with dangerous, serious felonies or violent crimes to post some security that they will return to court is clearly something that is not very controversial, but unfortunately, because of what has been happening in the criminal justice system in Colorado, very, very necessary.
I think it's wrong.
Right.
I mean, I honestly, I myself have been to jail. You know, I had to pay my fines. Nobody else said, here you go, Merry Christmas, you know. I mean, it makes it hard to get a job afterwards, but it's still, you know, I mean, that's part of the punishment as well. I did the mistake, you know, I'm the one who needs to pay for it. If their family wants to pay, that's fine, but, you know, I mean, I'm not going to pay for someone else to get out of jail, whether it's a violent crime or not. They need to serve their time and learn their lesson. That's the only way I learned to grow up. And I'm not going to let someone who's out there doing violent crimes to people just get off scot-free.
Well, it's difficult because I want my family safe. You know, if the government take my money, my tax money, to put that dangerous people outside to the jails, it's hard to. For my family, it's really difficult. What I think is, I want my family safe, and I don't know if those guys are in the jail is for something wrong. They need to stay in the jail, so they need to pay first.
They're threatening to spend my money that I work for on letting someone out, you know, who's done violent things to people and hasn't served their full time and hasn't paid their own fees. Then no, I don't feel there's any reason why we shouldn't pass a law to keep them from doing that.
I'm for it. I think there's too many people that are using taxpayers' money that could pay their own way.
That'd be a good thing to do.
Hi, my name is Melissa Seiler, and I'm a bail agent from North Carolina. I'm also a member of the Board of Directors for Americans for the Preservation of Bail. I'm very excited to be here in Colorado meeting agents from Colorado and watching all the activity that's going on here. This is a huge undertaking and a major part of history for bail in this state. I'm very proud of what the bail agents in Colorado have accomplished, not only for the preservation of their industry, but for keeping the streets safe for Colorado. This is the largest ballot initiative to ever be submitted to the Secretary of State in Colorado's history. It's amazing.
The voters of the state of Colorado are going to have an opportunity to do what voters across the country have never had an opportunity to do before. And that is to say to the state of Colorado, you're not going to take my tax dollars and spend it to release dangerous criminals from jail. Enough is enough, and safety trumps public welfare programs for criminals.